Welcome back, guys, here at Crisis Watch. It's Optimus Tom and Goldenboy in the studio this time. We just had Axeltoss talking to Chris Clay, lead champion designer over at Turbine. I'm working on some awesome kind of characters here, and Gaslight Batman's one we're focusing on today, and he definitely gave us a plethora of information there.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, really, one of the things I want to talk about is the stolen powers, right? Because Chris Clay felt it was better to, instead of, using the detection like Axeltoss was using, he said, use super speed. It's a little bit better. and I think looking at that gameplay, super speed probably would have helped out Axeltoss quite a few times. But it is what it is. You can't stop a Gaslight Catwoman who's going 17-3. Like, that's just insane.
I kind of felt bad for him in there because there were a couple times where he was like, what could I have done? And I was like, well, you had super speed. You could have ran away.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true. One thing that I did notice as well was he used his bat swing a lot, right? His bat flight. And he used that a lot, right? So, he kind of just used that like any situation. When I think, there were instances where he really could have taken advantage of it and did not because he used it prior to get somewhere quicker or something like that. So, that's something I did notice. And also, he built up the attack damage as opposed to going for power. We were actually talking about that a little while ago. And I noticed that there are just the cool thing is, obviously Gaslight Batman is a hybrid character. And for those at home who may not understand, Tom, why don't you elaborate that a little bit?
So the best part about Gaslight Batman is the fact that he can build either power, which is your skill damage, or just regular attack damage, which is of course your right clicks or auto attacks, but also scales off some of his abilities as well. His Sonic Batarang is one of those abilities that really benefits from both sides of the spectrum. Like Axeltoss was building there. He maxed it out early. He put 2 points in it first when he was defending on the bottom because he wanted to go that attack damage build, and it was going to be dealing a little bit more damage scaling off of the AD. The remaining parts of his kit, when he throws out that Sonic Wave, when he going in with the Bat Swing or even the Bat Scream, scales a lot more effectively off of the power side of things. So the way Axeltoss was playing him, he was swinging in, swinging across the map constantly, and he was getting in his opponent's face. If he built a little bit more power-oriented, he would have had that little bit of extra punch to really knock out those squishy assassins like that Gaslight Catwoman.
Yeah, that Gaslight Catwoman was just devious.
She was pretty sneaky.
We need to do a Crisis Watch on Gaslight Catwoman. That's just insane.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I could talk a lot about Gaslight Catwoman, but I'm waiting for the Poison Ivy one. That's my girl.
Oh yeah, well, of course, guys. I'm a Cyborg fan. That's just me. But the cool thing here in Crisis Watch is that we are going to be playing some Infinite Crisis here, using some of the tips that we learned from Chris Clay and Axeltoss, and hopefully we don't run into the super Gaslight Catwoman again, but it's going to be pretty awesome. So Tom is actually going to play. I'm, of course, going to just look at him play and just say, oh, yeah, you could have done that better. I'm going to judge a lot, and then it's going to be his turn to do the same to me, which is going to be pretty unfair.
I'm really used to having my play judged, even if I don't stream all too often. I just always have, I got a lot of little brothers that look behind my shoulder and they're like, well, what are you doing? Oh, you're dead. Why are you dead? You're not supposed to be dead. You're supposed to kill them. Yes, I know, guys. I know that, but we'll see if that works out. And actually, you want to try doing a power and an attack damage so we can show the viewers both sides of the spectrum?
I think no better character to do it than Gaslight Batman. So I say you take the power.
I'll take the power.
Okay, because I'm a simpleton. I just want to run up, just want to auto attack the crap out of you and just end it at that. That's my MO. Of course, I do like the fact that at the start of the game, Axel had a mission, right? He kind of just had a plan of attack, and he really just he kind of deviated from it, and I guess I could say let down by that, because it seemed like he was going to go full AD, and every time he moved in there, he threw down his Batarang, but he ended up throwing down the Sonic Shell as well, and it was kind of like he was relying on those other abilities a little bit more than his attack.
And the thing is, too, the Sonic Shell ability coming out from Gaslight Batman is really cool because you can activate the ability a second time, and it will detonate in the spot where it is. So if you're going to be trying to use your Bat Swing to maybe get out of some sticky situations, and you want to have that upfront burst of power damage coming from that skill itself, the Sonic Shell is going to be really, really good because you can detonate it as they close in on you. In addition to dealing a burst of power damage, it'll slow them down. So even if you don't have that swing to quite get away from it, you're going to be able to still just kind of make yourself get some distance and then be able to finish them off through those regular auto attacks.
That's right. Now let's go ahead here. We got our boy Gaslight Batman.
It's already selected for me. Look at this.
Amazing, amazing.
It's like
so,
they know.
Let's all right, what are you going to choose here for stolen powers?
All right, well, I'm going for the power kind of style, so I'm gonna be all in with this one. So let's see here. I think that I'm gonna have a little bit of fun. I think I'm actually going to be picking up Meteor Drop here because I want to dish out as much damage in a burst combination as possible. Having this Meteor as one of my stolen powers means that I could drop it at a location, swing on over to it, and be able to seal the deal with a little bit of extra oomph behind my burst. But just to stay safe, I'm gonna take that super speed. Just in case. If I get into sticky situations, I'm going to be using my bat swing to deal a lot of damage and finish off targets, which means if I get jumped on by someone like a Gaslight Catwoman or a Flash, I'm not going to have that to escape. So I'm going to pack my super speed in my lunchbox here, a Batman lunchbox, of course, and I'm going to be able to get myself out of some of those sticky situations I might find myself in.
I had I actually had a Superman lunchbox when I was a kid.
Really?
Kind of tells you where my head is at when it comes to Infinite Crisis.
Well, my name's Optimus Tom, so I'll let you guess on that one.
That's awesome. So, okay. So now I do want to ask you, when we get into the game here and, of course, get the action moving. As you can see, Gaslight Batman hybrid. He's also range. He's a marksman, obviously, with those two sonic guns that he has there. But I want to ask you about echoes. Right?
Yes.
Is echoes important for what you are trying to do here with Gaslight Batman? Are you going to focus on that, or are you going to focus more on the Sonic Shell and the Bat Flight and the Bat Scream?
So by building power damage, your Echoes is going to be reducing their attack armor, which means that it's not necessarily going to be doing as much damage for the rest of your skills more than your right clicks. It will be also increasing the amount of damage your skills do. I don't know if you caught it at the end there, but your Sonic Shell and your Bat Scream will be dealing at level 1, it's 5% extra damage.
Okay.
What I want to do though is that 5% is not going to be a lot if I have a level 1 Sonic Shell. That 5% will be a lot if I have a level 4 Sonic Shell though, so I'm going to prioritize the rest of my skills in the kit before leveling up that Echoes to get that little extra oomph burst of damage.
All right, well, I agree with that. Of course, when I get my chance, I'm gonna pump up the Echoes because it's gonna be super helpful for me.
Yes.
By the way, my favorite part of Infinite Crisis is the intro. Period.
This
I
is
love
just
that
so
stuff.
much fun. It's just like the intro to a cartoon or something. Like I got my sensitivities all up and everything. All right, let's see. I think I can do this. Got the MLG Sensei mouse.
Yeah, right.
Steel series.
So now I want to ask you: are you gonna go top? Are you gonna go bot? What is your strategy here?
I think that I'm gonna wind up trying to head into the bottom side of the map here, but really quick, I'm gonna deviate a little bit from the build. So I learned this one at E3. This Nil Cloak here, I'm gonna call it baby's first item. You get extra health, attack armor, and on leveling up, you wind up getting a little bit of extra regeneration for your will or regeneration for your health as well. So that's going to keep me alive in the early situations, but after that, well, I'm basically pretty much all about going for the attack damage style. So I'm going to wind up buying my boots here, and I'm also going to start off with one of these nil weapons to increase that extra little bit of health.
All right.
Well, it looks like we got two guys going bottom, and I don't want to be too bottom heavy because, well, I'm already doing that from sitting down in a chair for all too long.
Oh, God.
So it looks like I'm going to wind up going into the top area.
Yeah,
over here.
Flash and Joker going bottom. You're going to be running up top here with Doomsday alongside Poison Ivy. Quite the team comp here. Doomsday, a beast, but he's actually going to charge straight into the middle, get sneaky with that one. You're going to go for that top capture point. You're going to nail that one. That's going to be locked down. And you have control of the townhouses as you hear there. So there is going to be an encounter down at the bottom. What is going to be your first move here? You're not finding anyone right now as you just got the gas station.
I think what I'm going to want to do is heading up to point number 1 up top here. We did have Doomsday going on the bottom, so me and my girl Poison Ivy, well, we're going to have a heck of a hard time here as it looks like there's 1, 2, 3 members of the enemy team. I really don't want to get close to this one, especially because, well, they got Cyborg here. And well, we were talking about before how powerful Cyborg could be, so I think I'm just going to wind up trying to get into a poke war with some of these guys.
Yeah, well, it seems like you lost vision of Lantern and Cyborg, so that's going to be a little bit scary here because, and actually, I think they ended up going to the mid there to actually challenge your Poison Ivy, so that's not going to be very good, but you're trying to at least give some warning there, and now you're going to make your way over to the top, so that is going to be a sound strategy. No one there to challenge you in that regard. Wait a minute, though. There's going to be a Poison Ivy having a drop back. Tom, don't die, Tom.
I'm trying not to die. I don't want to die first as the first crisis watch.
death on the Crisis Watch, please.
All right. Well, we got my smart casting on. I figured that one out today, so we'll have to see about that. And our producer Anton in the back saying, "Don't worry, Axeltoss is the first one to die." So
yeah, well,
I
like,
wouldn't be the
theoretically, yes, theoretically. But I'm talking between us, because of course, if you die, I'm just gonna talk a lot of garbage to you. So, but you are actually gonna have this poison ivy here. Your poison ivy ended up getting taken out on that one.
Yeah.
I bet if you were using poison ivy, you probably would have won that battle.
Yeah, a little bit different here. You see Poison Ivy, even though I could probably burst her down here, I really don't want to go in because, well, that point's active. Thankfully, I'm not Axeltoss. I took my super speed here.
Oh no, but Vampire Batman right behind you. You got to get that health.
I'm getting the health so I can swing out of here.
Smart play. And you can go for that boosted speed.
Now, Vampire Batman can slow me down with his Batarang, so I'm not scot-free quite yet. I'm going to try to run down. My team doesn't look like they're quite alive, so I don't know if Gaslight Batman's going to be lights out here or not.
Yeah, he actually backed off on the chase.
All right.
So that's going to be a little bit in your benefit here. Cyborg ended up getting taken out there by Flash. So that's going to be pretty good. Doomsday's capturing that capture point right there. So seems like 4 is going to go to him.
Alright, so we wind up getting 3 capture points here, which means that if you have the majority of the capture points on the map, you're going to start draining power from the enemy Nexus core.
That's
if
right.
you wind up draining that power away, well, that's when you wind up winning the game.
Now, now those icons there at the screen there, those tokens. Tell me a little bit about that, Tom. I mean, for new viewers who are just tuning in, what are those tokens?
So we got these things right here floating on the ground. I'm pinging. Well, that's Poison Ivy, but the one underneath there, that's a credit. That's going to be my money. And if I want to wind up buying as many items as possible, I'm going to want to be as rich as regular Batman in this game.
Nice.
So I'm going to have to try to pick up as many of those as I can. I get that every single time. I wind up picking up some kills. Get a little bit of extra damage down on here. Let's see if we can maybe wind up picking up a kill here. There's a killing field coming out from Poison Ivy. This might be a little bit difficult. I've actually lost my Joker. I'm going to actually try to suicide swing here, try to pick up a kill. Not going to wind up working, though, so it looks like I might be,
have that meteor.
Dead. Let's see if that meteor's going to wind up doing anything. Didn't wind up taking him out, but I did forget I had the meteor. So,
yeah, I mean, I would have busted out the meteor sooner. That's just the difference between you and I. A little bit more street smart in that regard. I like to use meteors to win my fights.
All right, so this item I'm going to be buying first off is going to be a Psi Scimitar. Now, I wanted to go for a predominantly power build, but this item really accentuates that. The more power damage I build, obviously, the more my skills are going to scale off of that one. The Psi Scimitar makes it so that part of my power statistic will be applied to the auto attack I use immediately after casting a skill. So if I were to use my Sonic Shell or my Bat Swing, the next time I right-click, my power damage will be transferred to that auto attack. So it's a really good kind of hybrid used for Batman.
Yeah, and Batman is, of course, a hybrid champion here. So let's see what's going to happen. You try to move in there with your Sonic Shell. There is going to be a Vampire Batman there over by 5. And you're going to try and go for this fight here with Poison Ivy, Tom?
I think I'm feeling froggy for this one. Let's see if Poison Ivy and I could do it. He did use his own Batarang right there to clear out the drones on the point. So the tower from that capture point's going to be wailing down on us. We have to back away for now, but I got my bat screen up, and that's my big burst of damage. Let's see if Poison Ivy and I can capitalize on this. He is going to want to go for his health packs. Let's see if I can hit him on the way back, though. So he wanted to deal a little bit of damage from there, but now I've lost my Poison Ivy, and unfortunately, being a marksman against an assassin, well, that's a fight that Nightmare Batman can win all by himself.
Well, Poison Ivy is going to be back, though, Tom, so it seems like you could engage in a fight with her, and she's going to lead in there, and of course, you're going to use your Batarang, your Sonic Shell, so you are going to be able to win 5 at the very least. Oh, but Vampire Batman moving in here. Poison Ivy is now going to go back in for the challenge. No, she is not.
I'm going to throw a meteor down. See, what we're doing right here is even though we're not really killing him, what we are doing is applying a lot of pressure onto this point, and he doesn't have anybody coming over to help him.
Yeah.
Which means that we are wasting a little bit of time over here, but eventually we should be able to poke him off this point. I just don't know if my Poison Ivy is strong enough to try to initiate on him, so I might have to make a dashing Batman play, which I might be making right about now. Oh no! He got the Feral Embrace on me. I'm going to swing away from that one.
Your Poison Ivy is totally getting handled here.
I completely missed
with
on that Bat
Scream.
He is running away chasing after Poison Ivy, though, so I think I might try to capture this. Oh, no, that's not
no, that was a bad idea.
Oh, that
and
was
your super
definitely
speed. Okay, so you bust out the super speed. You got to get that health there.
I got to get this health. I have a Flash ping me on the side. He wants to try to come in and get this. Actually, Doomsday came in from the side and has stood on that point long enough, looked pretty enough for Nightmare Batman. So Doomsday's actually going to be able to pick up this point, so there's no more turret on here. So Nightmare Batman's going to be the one that has to run away this time. I kind of want to chase him, though, just to see how bad of an idea this might be.
Yeah, I think it might not be the best idea. You know, of course, Vampire Batman, he's tough. Oh my god, and you ran into their Doomsday and their Green Lantern. You're getting handled. Oh, you got taken out. You lasted long enough, though.
I lasted long, but...
You lasted quite a while, I give you that.
Do you know what this is right here?
What's that?
That's a dead Batman.
That is a dead That is a dead Batman.
You know what happened right there?
What?
So Nightmare Batman came over to his team and he's like, you know what? This is simple. We kill the Batman.
Yeah, we kill the we kill the Batman.
I'm actually gonna check my preferences here. I can go into my gameplay settings. I have self-casting on and smart casting on. I'm actually gonna turn smart casting off. Make sure I hit apply before I do anything. Now I'm going to be able to see how far my batarang goes. So now I can get a better judge for my skill shots and everything, and we'll see if that winds up, being the little extra oomph I need to try to take out some of these targets.
And I see you upgraded that Psi Scimitar as well. Am I correct?
I did indeed. So now I have the max level of Psi Scimitar. The best part about this guy is he's going to be dealing 50 plus 75% of my power damage on my auto attacks. I have 124 auto attack damage on top of having 80 power right now. So that means I'm going to be dealing a decent chunk of damage on auto attacks in addition to scaling up any of these skills I can actually hit.
Yeah, and Doomsday there is on the run, so you're going to be coming up behind them. Of course, they see you there. Flash is actually going to be chased by Doomsday. Flash busting out the ultimate, I believe, and that is certainly not going to be good. Here comes the Bat screaming.
I call that one a kill secure, Goldenboy.
Nice stuff, nice stuff. And there's the Cyborg. He's going to get handled immediately. Yeah, Flash and Batman make a pretty good combo.
I do believe that's why that's the Justice League combination right there.
That is.
Now, if we had Superman, this would be some OP kind of stuff. But I guess we're gonna give the other team a fighting chance for now. But I mean, I'm talking some big words here. If you look at the top of the screen, I'm getting slaughtered right now.
Yeah, it's not the most winningest score, but you are capturing their one. So you are getting capture point 1 here, and that is going to help you guys out a little bit. They do have the mid, though, and so you're recalling here, and what are you going to look to buy?
I'm going to wind up upgrading my boots because I realized I forgot to do that. Ladies and gentlemen at home, make sure you upgrade your boots because that's going to be a very effective way to get around the map. So I'm going to be getting that. And actually, I have a little bit of extra credits in my inventory. I'm going to wind up picking up an Abin Sur's Lantern. This is going to be every time I cast an ability, my will pool that I need to cast those spells will be going up. When I upgrade it to its final form, the more will I have, the more power damage I get.
Okay. So, and of course, you're going after that power damage build, so that should definitely benefit you a little bit more. Bat Swing now moving in there. You are going to go in with that Sonic Shell, finding Doomsday as well as Green Lantern. Oh my god, and you're going to go for the chase here. You are going to be able to get him down at the very least, and you are actually going to have to jump around here.
I kind of want to see where he went. Let's Bat Scream this direction and see if we can kind of find him. Oh, sniper skills! I don't think I found him. No, but I'm going to wind up hitting him with Poison Ivy. Takes out a chunk of damage from her.
That was a good Bat Scream. I give you credit.
That was actually, see, that's the best part. You see how many trees and how much property damage I caused right there?
Yeah.
That's the most fun part about this game.
You're just like breaking stuff. Essentially.
It's pretty fun. So now we have Poison Ivy. Now she's the support, so I can actually deal a lot of damage to her through.
Unless Vampire Batman has anything to say about that.
Vampire Batman bait me into that one, but I'm going to swing out of here. Really good follow-up there from my Flash. He's going to be able to get me out of a sticky situation. See if I can actually help him out a little bit. I'm going to throw a meteor down here. That Green Lantern really wants to get a piece of me, but I'm going to sit back here. This is called baiting, and this is trying to force the enemy team into a bad position so that happens.
Nice, actually. Lantern fed for that one there. He ended up falling for it, and, you know, it seems like Vampire Batman was chasing down one of your teammates there. Oh, what happened?
I got a kiss from Poison Ivy, and unfortunately I was allergic.
Well, you know, usually that would happen. Of course, Poison Ivy, she's awesome. I love it. Now, what are you getting right here?
I'm upgrading the Abin Sur's Lantern, so now that I'm dead for a little bit, I have a little bit of time to show you guys what this does. Every single time I use a skill, I gain 4 max will. It caps at 500, but right now, I'm going to be getting 3% of my max will as power. So right now, if I can actually hover over it right here, I can see that, well, actually, it's not popping up, but I have about 1,500 will. Which means 3% of that number is going to be added to my power damage, which is going to be, well, a lot right here. So it's going to be helping out those skills I want to be focusing on.
All right, well, let's see here. Of course, you know, you have your teammates. Now, of course, you mentioned before that the Batarang is more useful for the attack damage build, but it obviously can be used effectively with power damage build because it scales alongside that too, correct?
It definitely does. It scales a little bit better off of the attack damage. You can see right here. It's about 60-60, so my attack damage isn't necessarily as high. And normally when you have the Batarang, it's going to be bouncing around, reflecting back and forth.
Yeah.
That with your echoes and your auto attacks will be making a bit of a crucial damage combination right there. But the power damage side, my auto attacks aren't packing the punch besides the first one I use afterwards. So it's not my focus. I went for the W skill here, my Sonic Shell, and I went for my Bat Flight, which scale only off of power damage.
All right, so seems like we have a bit of an encounter here. Sonic Shell pushed in there. We're going to be working with Joker, which is something that I thought I'd never see in a video game.
Definitely not.
But only in Infinite Crisis. So let's see here. We have, you guys are actually going to be not going for the fight just yet. Oh, wait a minute, you're engaging. So
yeah.
You're going to need that Joker to have to push in with you and work together on that one. And seems like more shots coming in from Joker.
So this is the problem right here. Poison Ivy, one of the reasons I love her so much as a character in this game, whenever she uses 5 spells, the next one will create a little garden area around her. And that's going to be healing her and her allies that walk into it.
Damaging you if you walk in it.
Yeah, so what happens is that in combination with her ultimate, this Deadly Flora, that basically is a big giant amplified effect of that. If we try to siege down on a point, she can keep her allies alive, and even though we're sitting there poking, I don't have any life steal. I don't have a way to regenerate my own HP right now, so I'm actually going to wind up a little bit worse for the wear in this situation, unless I have, of course, the teammates there. Well, actually going on the bottom side, so I'm going to kind of head over with them.
Yeah, and I think I just saw Vampire Batman behind you or something like that. I don't know if I saw wrong, but...
No, he's stalking his prey, all right.
Yep, and he saw that. He saw that meteor coming down. He was not going to fight that. That was a smart play.
So this is what we need to do here. We want to try to contest this middle point. I do believe this is the 3rd middle point. It is, yeah, the 3rd one. This is going to be 75 power away from a Nexus core. It's also going to be 3 meteors that drop down on the map. So if they want it capturing this one, it actually might be a good game for us. We really need to try to contest that. That's why we keep poking at them. Like was mentioned by Chris in the video, if they poke and you take damage, you're not going to be capturing that point. So unfortunately, my team kind of left me here. I did take them off the point, though. Let's see if I can survive. Not going to quite survive, so the point does drain a little bit. I'm going to throw my team some friendly pings, but nobody's really in the area, so we're going to lose this middle point.
The worst part is that your teammates left you.
Yeah.
That really is the worst part about that.
I feel like Axeltoss.
Yeah, they left you. They really, really left you. That was just not cool at all. So what are you going for here now?
Well, I got to try to upgrade my Abinsur's Lantern for a little bit more. Now, this point in the game, they're going to be dealing 75 damage to our power core when these meteors start falling, 25 per meteor. So what we have to do is we have to try to capture these points before we get below 75 health. If we have 75 health, those meteors will take us out automatically. If we're actually able to get us stabilized at about 80-something, we're going to be in good shape for that. So let's see if we can get Poison Ivy here. I'm actually on the point taking damage, so that's not good. My Joker, however, is trying to take as much pain as possible. I am at a very low amount of HP, so I'm going to try to swing around the back and steal her health. But things are looking a little bit grim for the Blue Legion this time around, Golden Boy.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it's not really benefiting you guys that your teammates keep on leaving you in gunfights. So that's definitely in battles or in team fights, excuse me. So, all right, well, you are going to have your Poison Ivy there. So let's see if Poison Ivy and Poison Ivy action. Perhaps you're going to have Flash as well. Who's been playing quite solid, I must say. Flash, pretty impressive here. Poison Ivy is going to actually back away from that one as the back screen goes down.
No.
And you end up getting attacked there by Vampire Batman.
So Vampire Batman here, you've seen this probably every single time I've died. He's been the guy that's really been harping down and killing me.
Yeah.
He is an assassin, and assassins are, well, to keep it in superhero terms, as my power core explodes there.
Yeah.
Just disregard that.
GG.
But the assassins
and Flash
are kind
is dancing in the background. Just want to point that out.
It's got the Running Man going on.
That was absolutely hilarious.
So the assassin type character is kind of the arch nemesis to these marksmen, because you saw I had a way to get out, I had a way to kind of kite and fight from afar. Nightmare Batman, when he wound up going stealth, he actually wound up just being able to pop up on me. I didn't see him. That's a little unfortunate. If I had maybe one of the stolen powers that could reveal around me, or if I were to potentially purchase an item that can do something like that, then I'd be able to keep myself alive a little bit longer. It was a little unfortunate, though, because he got really, really strong in this game. As you can see here, he was 11-0-2. So he actually didn't wind up dying at all. And the really cool thing is he went for this item here, which is called a Lobo's Chain. He upgraded it to its max potential, 500 health, 40 damage, and an attack slow. So every single time he popped up on me from being invisible or jumped on me with his ultimate ability, he was slowing me down. So that kite ability I had, even if I got super speed, he was still able to catch me in some of those circumstances.
Well, it's unfortunate, but Vampire Batman definitely countered you very well. Of course, the power build, though, anything that you learned in particular in regards to the power build, anything that you like about it, dislikes, what are your thoughts?
Well, the power build is extremely skill shot dependent. So if you feel confident in your abilities as an actual MOBA player to land those skill shots, it becomes extremely, extremely effective. You saw in the beginning stages of the game when I had my smart casting on, I was not hitting anything. I took the smart casting off, got a little bit more in my comfort zone with Gaslight Batman, and he was actually able to dish out a lot of damage. We saw being able to snipe people across the map with his Bat Scream. We saw, of course, the loads of damage that could put out. So if you feel confident in that ability, go for the power build. You could really burst people down. But the problem is, the one downside, when those spells, the skills are on cooldown, you don't really deal a lot of damage.
I see there. And of course, you know, with that being said, one of the things I saw that I really did enjoy in regards to the power build for Batman was it was a different take, right? Every time I've played against Gaslight Batman, it's always been an attack build, right? Which I'm going to actually try in just a second here. But the attack build is very popular. It's kind of cool to see something a little bit different, right? See the effectiveness of these different tools. And that's really what Batman's all about, right? Tools. And I think it's funny that you mentioned about skill shots and how reliant it is, because Chris Clay, you know, he designed Gaslight Batman. He is a fan of the skill shot. So because of that, you know, I guess that kind of reflected in the creation of this character, which I think is this champion, which I think is pretty cool.
And the thing of it is, too, even the attack damage build, if you land those skill shots, it amplifies your damage more. We actually saw it with the Echo's ability. If you auto attack, it lowers their armor. However, if you land those abilities, you get the increased little extra amount of power damage. It's not a lot if you're going for the straight power damage build, so it's not necessary to level it up early on in the build. However, if you're going for attack damage, you're leveling up the Echoes anyway. You're passively increasing that damage by, I believe it's a maximum of 20%. So you're going to be able to get that AoE slow to help chase after people, bat swing in, and if you accidentally hit somebody with it, well, it's going to be dealing a little bit more damage you'd expect. So, like you said, Chris likes those skill shots, and, well, Gaslight Batman definitely comes through with that one. Power build didn't quite work out for that one, but Goldenboy is going to be jumping into a game with that attack damage Gaslight Batman build. Show you both sides of the coin here. I think that's like a two-face kind of thing there.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep going with all. I could go for a lot of these.
Keep going
with
the DC references. I love it. I'm
actually going to go with a commercial break, though, so I could recharge my fuel cells and check out Wikipedia real quick and figure some more out.
I like that very much so. So let's actually go ahead and do that. Let's jump into a brief commercial break. When we come back, I am going to take my opportunity and try the attack damage build for Gaslight Batman. Should certainly be a good one, of course. I'm just so you guys know, I'm just really getting into MOBAs, right? Like one of my favorite things, you know, just about Infinite Crisis, that is DC characters, and I'm a huge DC character fan. Like I love the DC universe. So for me, this is a big step for me, right? A big step in this direction. Hopefully, you guys don't judge me too hard. With that said, let's go to a brief commercial break, Tom.
We'll be right back, guys.